Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel, man. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, man, shout out to my man, Scap Attack. I saw he did a video yesterday. I believe it was his latest video, and he was going over the comments from Channing Frye, and he beat me to it. I was going to talk about this morning. I had wrote it down, and I took a screenshot of the article that I was looking at. I was definitely going to touch on this today. But shout out to Scap because he beat me to it. But Scap focused mostly on the Kobe Bryant angle, or the Kobe Bryant comments, or the comments that were directed at Kobe Bryant. Not, more so than the Michael Jordan. So I'm going to focus more so on the nostalgia the comment of nostalgia that he mentioned. Scab is a big Kobe guy, so he went after Channing Frye with, Kobe quitting his team and, some of that stuff. It was a great video. If you haven't checked it out, go check out Scab's video. But I'm going to touch on some of these comments that Channing Frye made in this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states been supporting my channel. You guys know the deal, man. I'm truly humbled, man. Shout out to everybody in the membership. Shout out to everybody on Instagram that send me messages. Shout out to everyone who emails me. You guys, like I said, man, it's really humbling. Thank you very much, man, to all you guys out there. You guys support the live streams, man. Me and AOH are going to try to do something this week. I'm going to get up with him. He had emailed me. We're going to try to do another live, maybe Thursday. We'll see if I can get up with him. But I'm thinking about doing LeBron James fans say weird things part 40, guys, or 40th edition. I'm thinking about doing a live Friday night on that. I'll let you guys know. I'll give you a heads up. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, I wanted to touch on the comments that Channing Frye made. And now, like I said, shout out to Scap. He did a video yesterday. You guys should go check that out if you don't know what I'm talking about here. Because they guys like Scap, they're able to give you the sound bites in the video. Like I told you, I don't have any cool editing or cool stuff playing. I can't do that stuff. I don't have the skills to do that. I don't even have the technology to do that stuff. I don't even have the equipment to do anything like that. So I give you guys what I can give you. And I'm going to give you my reaction to some of the things that he made. And I wrote down some of the key things that I wanted to touch on that he said. Now, the thing that I want to focus on in this video is the nostalgia aspect, because he tried to make it seem as if, it's nostalgia that's killing the NBA. That was one of the comments he made. Nostalgia is killing the NBA because we're always talking about how great the past eras were, and it's all nostalgia. We're remembering it a certain way. We're fantasizing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I know these guys did not watch the NBA in the 80s and the 90s. For him to say something idiotic like that. But that's what I want to focus on in this video. I want to focus on the nostalgia aspect of it and, just some of the other things that he talked about. So like I said, I wrote down some of these comments. So let's focus on, he said something about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant not being as clean as y'all think it was. That was his exact comments, was not as clean as y'all think it was. And Channing Frye, once again, he gets caught up in the same stuff the LeBron James fans get caught up in, that they're not seeming to understand here, what I'm trying to explain to these people out here. The Gilbert Arenases, these clowns out here, they just don't, it don't register. You speak to them, they're just idiots. They're just dumb. Once again, they don't want to live in reality. So when Channing Frye says something about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan not being as clean as we remember, what he's trying to say is that they were not perfect. And no duh, Channing Frye, who has ever said Michael Jordan was perfect? Kobe Bryant was perfect. We've said that Michael Jordan might be the closest player to perfection as far as resume-wise, as far as career-wise. You can't really argue against that. He's not perfect, but he's the closest player to me in history, resume-wise, career-wise, video footage-wise. That's as close to perfection as there is. The fundamentals, the athleticism, the skills, the fiery competitiveness, the love of the game that he played with, the leadership, all the intangibles. To me, no one embodies all of that together like a Michael Jordan. He's the closest one, but he's not perfect, right? He's not perfect at all. Michael Jordan traveled. He got called for carry violations. He missed many game winners. This is what happened to Michael Jordan, right? He didn't play 82 games every single season. But the fact of the remains, I've told you guys on this channel, it was the consistency of those guys, right? The consistency of them. On this channel, I mention the word consistency a lot, whether it's health and fitness, and I tell you guys to be consistent, not perfect, right? Like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they're not perfect, they were consistent. That's what you have to be. When you talk about playing a sport, To be great, you must be consistent. So when we talk about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan, and Channing Frye says they weren't as clean as y'all think it was. No, we don't think anything. We celebrate them for the consistency at which they gave the effort. So no one said that Michael Jordan, I said once again, was perfect or Kobe Bryant was perfect, but they were consistent. They were consistently great. They consistently gave the effort. They were consistent leaders, right? They consistently pushed their teammates. They consistently took accountability and blame. I never remember seeing these guys, once again, blaming their teammates like that, right? Consistently. What we see from LeBron James, you're consistently blaming your teammates. But Channing Frye is coming out here talking about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant weren't as clean as you thought. That's insane for you to say, Channing Frye. Insane. So what are you saying? That, you just want to highlight the negative for those guys, but when we highlight what LeBron James does consistently, you don't want to talk about this. So it's not, once again, like I tell you guys, it's not like LeBron James walked off the court one time in his career. One time, and we're making a big deal about it. This man has walked off early many, many, many times, Channing Frye. That's called consistent. You're being consistent. You're walking off the court consistently. Let's think about LeBron James over the last 10 seasons, guys. This man's walked off the court a bunch of times. A bunch of times. But Channing Frye don't want to talk about that. That's called consistency. When you talk about LeBron James, or when we mention LeBron James on this channel, I tell you guys, LeBron James don't play no D. He's standing around in the corner with his hands on his hips. This is not every once in a while. This is literally every single night. Every other play. LeBron James in the corner with his hands on his hips, blowing on his hands, losing his man on D, not having his head in a swivel, not being engaged on the defensive end, constantly walking back. That's consistency, guys. When you hear that the Lakers were the worst transition defensive team last year, the year before they were in the bottom of transition defense, and then you watch the Lakers play, what do you see? LeBron James not getting back on defense. Just consistency. He's not doing it. It's not once in a while, every other game, or like I said, every other season. Oh, this guy would walk back this game or walk back this play. Right? Did Michael Jordan make it across half court every single time? No, he didn't. Did Kobe Bryant? Did Magic Johnson or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? No. Tim Duncan? Yes, sometimes you don't make it across the court. We get all of that. But once again, it's the consistency of what you're doing these things. LeBron James always cherry picking. Always. For years now. Years, guys. Not because he's older. Because that's what LeBron James does consistently. So, Channing Frye, you sound ridiculous talking about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant not being clean. Dude, LeBron James travels all up and down the court. Who does that more consistently? LeBron James or Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant? I'm pretty sure if you watch the video first, Channing Frye, you'll see LeBron James travel up and down the court, carrying the ball up and down the court. Way more consistent. That's not clean to me. LeBron James has his own segment on Shacking a Fool. You won't see Kobe Bryant on there. You want to see Michael Jordan on there. Now, once again, maybe every once in a while, Michael Jordan missed a dunk. We saw that. Kobe Bryant, maybe hit the side of a backboard on a tough fadeaway going out of bounds. Once again, but the consistency at which they did these things was not a regular occurrence. LeBron James is regularly stumbling and bumbling, turning the ball over, tripping over his feet, hitting the side of backboards every game. Terrible turnovers every game. Airball and free throws every game. That's not clean. And also, Channing Frye mentioned the word propaganda, which is hilarious to me. I'm telling you guys, I do not believe that guys like Channing Frye and a lot of these other guys, I just don't believe they're that educated. And I told you, I'm not talking about a formal education. When you go to college and you get a degree. I don't have a degree. I went to the military. I didn't go to no formal college. I ain't get no fancy degree. I told you, I ain't no fancy degrees or fancy certifications. The knowledge I got in my brain comes from, once again, common sense, street smarts. These kinds of things to me are more important than book smarts, guys. Than book smarts. They just are. You want to make it in life, you got to have street smarts, guys. You got to have common sense, man. These people don't have common sense, right? They just don't have it. And they don't have street smarts, I feel like a lot of these guys. They just don't. And they're definitely not educated on the history of the game. They're just not. So when he throws out the word propaganda, I laugh because I'm like, literally LeBron James' entire career has been propaganda. When you talk about narratives and you talk about lies, guys, that's called propaganda, guys. They literally are lying about LeBron James. They have to form these narratives. They must bombard you with all of this stuff. That's called propaganda. When I was growing up and Michael Jordan was on commercials and they were talking about, Air Jordan, is it the shoes? It's got to be the shoes, right? I want to be like Mike. when you think about these commercials, that's not propaganda. What they're doing there is they're promoting Michael Jordan. But how are they promoting Michael Jordan? They're promoting him through his game. Through his game and what he meant to the game and what he did and how he carried himself. That's why you wanted to be like Mike. I told you guys, you could be the Michael Jordan of anything. Literally of anything. When you think about the Mamba mentality, it goes with anything, guys. I told you. So when you talk about being the Michael Jordan of, you can be the Michael Jordan of teachers, the Michael Jordan of security guards, the Michael Jordan of garbage men. Whatever it is, you could be the Michael Jordan of. I put that clip out a while back, some months back, of Obama, President Obama, talking about the Michael Jordan of and how you could be the Michael Jordan of anything, the Michael Jordan of scientists. You could be the Michael Jordan. I mean, think about it. They were calling Patrick Mahomes the Michael Jordan of quarterbacks. He's the standard, guys. And why is he the standard, guys? Because of the way that he went out there and played the game. So it wasn't propaganda when they say, is it the shoes? Because we marveled at how this guy can hang in the air and fly like that and do the things that even Dr. J couldn't do. Or Elgin Baylor, or some of these other great players, the high flyers, the Michael Thompsons. They couldn't do this stuff. They just couldn't do a move like Michael Jordan. They couldn't hang. So that's why people are like, damn, is it the shoes? How does he do it? That's how they marketed Michael Jordan. Not propaganda, not lies, not a narrative. He really was Air Jordan. He really went out there and did that stuff. Right? When you want to be like Mike, why was that? Because the way that Michael Jordan went out there and competed, the way he carried himself with the class, the honor, the sportsmanship. So you didn't mind your kids wanting to be like Michael Jordan. Remember, it was about the athlete, not the person. We don't know these guys personally. We could only go off of what they put to judge in the public view, guys. So, as a professional athlete, that's how we knew Michael Jordan. So, when you're talking about being like Mike, and you say, hey, man, Michael Jordan was a competitor. He went out there and played with that love of the game, right? He went out there and gave it his all. He gave the effort. He showed up to work for the fans. Those are the facts. That's not a narrative. That's not propaganda. So Shannon Frye doesn't understand what propaganda is, because if we flip that and we think about LeBron James' career and we think about how LeBron James is marketed. How is he marketed, guys? As a king. He's marketed as a king. Does LeBron James look like a king to you? Is LeBron James an actual king? No, he's not an actual king. Now we get it's a nickname. But LeBron James really believes that he's the chosen one. He is the king. But he doesn't carry himself like a king. So when you promote LeBron James as King James, it doesn't add up. And I told you, I've done videos on this, and I've said LeBron James is a false king. He's a king with no kingdom. Because a king, right? A king usually will what? Stand up for the people of his kingdom. This is what a king has to do. LeBron James don't stand up for his teammates. Does he stand up for the fans of the NBA? No, he does not. So how are you really a king? A king's not a coward. A king doesn't load manage. Right? A king doesn't stand around on defense while everyone else is out there doing their job. A king's supposed to be going out there and leading the people. A real king, a real leader. Not a cowardly king, a fake king. So LeBron James being promoted as King James, the chosen one. Once again, it's a narrative. They promote LeBron James as a pass first player. That's propaganda, guys. Propaganda. Does he really seem like a pass first player to you? 20 shots a game for his entire career, always taking more shots than anybody on his team, taking the most shots in NBA's history, missing the most shots in NBA's history. Does that sound like a pass first player to you guys? When they promote LeBron James as could guard any position, he could guard 1 through 5. They said he could guard 1 through 5. He could. Anybody could guard 1. I could guard 1 through 5. But can you actually do it? Did he do it? I don't remember him ever doing it, but they promoted like he did do it. I told you, the only player that I've seen in my lifetime that could guard 1 through 5, that did, was Dennis Rodman, guys. That's the only guy that I've seen do it. At a high level. At a high level when it mattered most. So, I saw Dennis Rodman. I watched Dennis Rodman guard Magic Johnson in an NBA Finals. I watched him do this. I watched Dennis Rodman guard Larry Bird in a conference finals, in the playoffs. I watched him do this at a high level. I watched Dennis Rodman guard Michael Jordan in a postseason at a high level. I watched him do that. I watched Dennis Rodman guard Karl Malone at a high level when it mattered most. I watched Dennis Rodman guard Shaquille O'Neal at a high level when it mattered most. I watched him do these things. So I can say Dennis Rodman could guard 1 through 5 because I watched him do it at a high level consistently, guys. Time and time again. Time and time again. LeBron James never done that. You can't point to a single example of him doing this at a high level consistently. Never did it. Any opportunity that he had to do that, he didn't do it. Did he guard Tony Parker in 07? No. Did he shut him down? No. Did he guard Dirk Nowitzki in 2011? No. Couldn't even guard Jason Terry. Couldn't even guard Jason Terry. Did he guard Andre Iguodala in 2015? Nope. Andre Iguodala won an MVP on his head. So who is he guarding? Did he guard Kevin Durant in 2017? No. So who is he guarding? He's not guarding anyone. Because he's never done that, but they'll promote 1 through 5. That's propaganda, Channing Frye. Right? LeBron James never has any help. That's propaganda. How do you never have help? You're the only guy in NBA history never had any help. All the other great players, they all had help except for LeBron James. So Michael Jordan had help, Kobe Bryant had help, but LeBron James never had no help. That's propaganda, Channing Frye. Once again, that's not reality. You're promoting a narrative. You're just pumping this stuff out there to get it to stick when that's not the facts. LeBron James had plenty of help in his career, and yet still the man lost more than he's won. But Channing Frye here talking about propaganda. It's hilarious. LeBron James' entire career is propaganda, guys. All his fans have is propaganda. They don't even know the deal. Channing Frye. This is the same guy that said, like last year, the year before, that Michael Jordan only had to score. That was the only thing he had to do. Oh, Michael Jordan do a score. What does LeBron James do? Tell me what LeBron James has done on the court over the last 10 seasons. What's he done? All he's done is score. All he does is shoot. He's out there getting carried by guys like Kyrie Irving. He's out there getting carried by guys like Anthony Davis. The guys behind him had to play defense for him. That's why you had Richard Jefferson guarding Kevin Durant and Jeff Green. That's why you had guys like Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith playing defense behind him. Right? You got the guys out there that got to rebound for him. He don't do nothing but shoot out there. Michael Jordan actually played defense at a high level, right? Actually rebounded the ball at a much higher level than LeBron James. LeBron James averages like 1.1 offensive rebounds for his career, guys. You guys know that Isaiah Thomas, the Hall of Famer, the great Isaiah Thomas, averages 1 offensive rebound for his career. How is that possible, guys? In this weak soft era, LeBron James averages 0.1 rebounds offensively more than Isaiah Thomas at 6'9". Once again, exposed. You ain't a rebounder. You ain't doing nothing else on the court. But Channing Frye's out there talking about, Michael Jordan has score. Once again, Channing Frye, the same guy that when he was on the 2016 Cavaliers, remember, he got traded to the Cavaliers, I believe, halfway through the season, the 2016 year. They bring Channing Frye in there to be, another guy to support LeBron James. A guy that could step out and knock down a 3-point shot at that power forward position, right? A skinny, frail Channing Frye. Channing Frye never played defense in his career, never did anything in his career. And when he went to that Cavaliers team, the man couldn't even step on the court in the finals. Couldn't even get on the court. Every time they put Channing Frye, I watched the whole series, guys, every game over and over again, many, many times. Every time Channing Frye stepped out on that court, I believe it was like the first 3 games, the only games that he really played. Maybe he played in the 4th game. Every time Channing Frye got down that court, he got exposed. He couldn't stand in front of anyone. He couldn't guard anybody out there. Harrison Barnes was doing him dirty out there. I mean, every single time they put Channing Frye out there in the game, this man got ran ragged. Couldn't play any defense, can't rebound. All he could do is shoot. So that's all he did in his career. But he's trying to say that's all Michael Jordan did, was just score? It's insane, man. Once again, how are guys like Channing Frye talking about someone like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant this recklessly? Who the hell are you? When people say, who are you guys? You're just some guy sitting in your car. Who the hell is Channing Frye? Because once again, he played in the NBA. That makes him a greater person than me, a better person than me, or more knowledgeable in the game than me. Channing Frye don't know the game. I told you, the man couldn't even stay on the court because he couldn't play defense. Didn't know what he was doing, was getting lost out there on switches, can't slide his feet, can't do anything out there. He's literally in the NBA, guys, or he was in the NBA because he was 6'10". I told you, Channing Frye 6'3", never in the NBA, guys. Channing Frye 5'9", never in the NBA. These guys, most of these guys are in the NBA now because they're tall. They don't have fundamentals. They don't have skills. They're just tall and athletic. Oh, you're in the NBA. You're tall and athletic. Great, you're in the NBA. Once again, back in the day, you had to be not only athletic, but you had to be much more fundamentally sound. You had to be tougher. You had to be more of a team player. Now, they don't care. Anyone go out there and play. It's insane. Channing Frye talking about propaganda, though. And I want to talk about the main point here. I want to talk about the nostalgia aspect that Channing Frye was talking about. I know this video's going kind of long, guys, but the nostalgia aspect of what he was saying, to me, is a joke. Because we're talking about nostalgia. Why do they call it nostalgia? What is nostalgia, guys? It's to remember or have a certain way of remembering something, and you fondly remember something. But why do you have that memory of that? Why do we talk about the golden era of NBA? We didn't just start calling it the golden era all of a sudden. It was always called that. But why was it called the golden era? Because of the popularity of the game. But once again, why was the game popular, guys? Because of the players and the balance of the game. The game was beautiful to watch. If you were a fan of any aspect of basketball, you could watch the NBA back then. Rebounding, defense, physicality, right? The effort these guys gave. Coaches ran systems. Guys ran full court presses and half court traps. You had high flyers. You had three-point specialists. You had enforcers. I mean, you had legit players out there doing what they do. Guys would post up games. Like I said, the games were more fun to watch because they were held to a high standard. You didn't have traveling and carrying the ball all over the place. That's nonsense. So when we talk about the word nostalgia, the reason why we remember the era of the 80s, and I'm speaking from the 80s and 90s aspect, guys. I didn't go watch any other era there. But from the 80s and 90s, even the 2000s era, when you talk about the nostalgia aspect, the reason why we get upset with these guys today, the reason why we're frustrated with the eras today, the guys today, is because of the standard. I'm always telling you guys, the standard has been lowered. It's not nostalgia. What we're talking about is the standard. For some reason, someone like a Channing Frye, these other guys, they think that we're just trying to, hold the guys in the past to a higher light than the guys today because we just have nostalgia. Oh, you guys are remembering them to being greater than them. No, we're not. You're trying to tear the guys down in the past to lift these guys. That's literally what's been going on, guys, over the last 5-10 years. They're literally trying to tell you these guys are greater today because the guys in the past weren't that great. Meanwhile, when I was growing up in the 80s and the 90s, the reason why Larry Bird was considered so great, and Magic Johnson, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Michael Jordans, the Karl Malones, right? The John Stocktons, the Charles Barkley. The reason why these guys were considered so great is because they were being compared to the other greats, their greatness. They weren't saying, oh, well, Magic is greater than Oscar Robertson because Oscar Robertson wasn't even that good. He played in the NBA with 8 teams and 10 teams. And who's Oscar Robertson? He played against white guys. Never heard that growing up. Never once heard that. I told you, I heard people talk about Bill Russell as the greatest of all time, or Will Chamberlain, or Dr. J, or Jerry West, or Oscar Robertson as the greatest of all time. They weren't tearing them down. So when they say, oh man, Mike, I was watching a playoff game the other day, an old playoff game, and the broadcaster said, Michael Jordan has the shooting ability of Jerry West and the ability to go to the hole like Dr. J. So what were they doing there? They were complimenting Michael Jordan by also paying homage to the other greats like a Jerry West and a Dr. J, saying that Michael Jordan has the shooting ability of a Jerry West and the ability to go to a hole like a Dr. J. Not, oh, Michael Jordan's a greater shooter than Jerry West ever was, and he goes to the hole much greater than Dr. J. Who was Dr. J? No! They paid respect to both of the players and Michael Jordan. That's what you should be doing. But instead we get today what? Oh, it's nostalgia. They weren't that great. Michael Jordan wasn't perfect. Kobe Bryant wasn't this. They weren't that. You guys remember this? No, we don't remember anything wrong. You guys are trying to rewrite history, and we will not allow it. Those guys played the game the right way. They lifted up the game. It's not nostalgia. They literally did that. We watched them uplift the game. The 92 Dream Team, that really happened. We didn't make this. It's not nostalgia. These guys don't even know what nostalgia is. They act like we're trying to remember something for being greater than it was. No. We're talking about the standard that's not there anymore, that these guys are not living up to. Those are the facts, guys. It's not nostalgia, Channing Frye. You sound ridiculous, man. Another goof out here who, once again, his opinions ain't worth my YouTube channel. Channing Frye has never said one good thing ever. I've never heard him say anything good. He don't know the history of the game. He don't respect the history of the game. And we all know he's one of LeBron James, clutch members out there on the payroll. Just like Richard Jefferson and Kendrick Perkins and, Gilbert Arenas, J.J. Redick, all these clowns out here with their podcasts that got something to say about the past guys. Oh, they weren't great. They weren't perfect. No one ever said they were. Don't talk to me about nostalgia, though. It's BS, man. Those guys pushed the game forward. That's why we remember them that way, because they did that. They uplifted the game. The guys today are not uplifting the game, and those are the facts. See, Channing Frye won't talk about the load managing guidelines of these guys today that they didn't have in the past. He won't talk to you about the in-season tournament that they got today. He won't talk to you about the play-in tournament that they need today. Remember, why did they come with the play-in tournament? Because remember, these guys were complaining that the Eastern Conference was so weak and all these Western Conference teams were making the playoffs or were missing the playoffs, but these Eastern Conference teams were making the playoffs with crappy records. So remember, they were trying to come up with, we should have the 16 best teams make the playoffs, no matter what conference they're in. So they came with the play-in tournament, guys. Remember that. Why did they come with the in-season tournament, guys? Because these guys were not coming and showing to work. There was no competitiveness in the league. So they thought they made an in-season tournament towards the beginning of the season. It would give these guys more incentive, more money to show up to work. That's not nostalgia that we're remembering these guys for showing up to work every day. They were there every day. They needed minimums. They need flopping guidelines. They need an in-season tournament. They didn't need a play-in tournament. They didn't need that stuff. That's not nostalgia, Channing Frye. Those are the facts, man. Those guys played through more personal problems, played through injuries, played through pain. They showed up to work for the fans. They respected the fans. They played with the love of the game. Right? They went there and gave the effort. These guys, they don't. That's not nostalgia. Those are the facts. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.